Stop being a victim. Most of you will hear those words and immediately feel a surge of defensiveness. You'll start listing your valid reasons for why your life is stalled. You'll point to the economy of 2026, your upbringing, your boss, or the algorithm. You'll say you're doing your best. But your best is clearly not enough, because you're still sitting there reacting to a world that doesn't care about your excuses. In the next 30 minutes, I am going to dismantle every single lie you tell yourself to stay comfortable in your own failure. We are going to cover 9 Stoic truths that the average person realizes on their deathbed when it's far too late to do anything but regret the time they wasted playing the victim. If you can't handle being told you're the problem, click off now. This isn't for the fragile. This is for the person who is tired of being a passenger in their own mind. Truth number 1, your suffering is a choice. This is the hardest pill to swallow. You think your pain is caused by external events. You think you're sad because someone left you, or you're angry because you lost money. You're wrong. The event is neutral. It's just a thing that happened. Your suffering comes from the story you tell yourself about the event. Epictetus, a man who was literally born a slave, taught us that men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things. In 2026, victimhood is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Society wants you to believe that your feelings are sacred and that the world should bend to accommodate them. This is a trap. The moment you decide that an external event has the power to make you suffer, you have handed over your sovereignty. You have declared yourself a slave to circumstance. A Stoic realizes that between the event and the reaction, there is a gap. In that gap lies your only true freedom. If you choose to fill that gap with self-pity, you are choosing to be a victim. Stop choosing to be weak. Truth number 2, no one is coming to save you. We are raised on a diet of hero stories. We wait for the right leader, the right partner, or the right opportunity to change our lives. We treat life like a movie where we are the protagonist, waiting for the script to get better. Wake up. The script is being written by people who don't know your name. The opportunity you're waiting for is currently being seized by someone who didn't wait for permission. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome. He had more power than anyone on earth, yet his journals are filled with him telling himself to get out of bed and do the work. He knew that even an emperor is a victim if he waits for his mood to be right. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is a myth created by the lazy to justify their procrastination. You are the only person responsible for your rescue. If you don't build your own fortress, you will die in the open field, wondering why no one came to help you. Truth number 3, your potential is worthless. People love to talk about their potential. They say, I could be great if I just had the time, or I have so much I want to do. Potential is just a fancy word for what you haven't done. It's a ghost. It's a lie you tell yourself to feel better about your current lack of results. The universe doesn't reward potential. It rewards output. In 2026, we are addicted to preparatory procrastination. We buy the books, we follow the gurus, and we watch the videos just like this one to feel like we're making progress. But if you watch this and don't change a single habit tonight, you've just wasted 30 minutes of your life. Seneca warned us that we are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there would be no end of them. You think you have forever to reach your potential. You don't. You are dying right now. Every second you spend thinking about who you could be is a second you are stealing from who you should be. Truth number 4. You are addicted to the why. When something goes wrong, the victim asks, why me? They want a reason. They want to find someone to blame. They want to understand the fairness of the situation. Stoicism tells you that fairness is a human hallucination. The universe doesn't have a moral compass. It has laws. The silent winner doesn't ask, why did this happen? He asks, what do I do now? He treats life like a game of chess. If his opponent takes his queen, he doesn't cry about the unfairness of the move. He looks at the board and calculates his next move. The time you spend analyzing your trauma and looking for the root cause of your unhappiness is time you aren't spending building your future. Stop being an archaeologist of your own misery. Be an architect of your own character. Truth number 5. Your reputation is a shadow. Most of you are trapped in a prison made of other people's opinions. You don't act because you're afraid of what they will think. You don't speak your truth because you're afraid of being canceled or judged. You are living a curated life to please an audience that is too busy worrying about their own reputations to even notice yours. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the people who will praise you tomorrow are the same people who will mock you the next day. People's opinions are as stable as the wind. If you build your self-worth on their approval, you are building your house on a swamp. A Stoic knows that your character is the only thing that belongs to you. Your reputation belongs to the world. Let them think what they want. Let them talk. Your job isn't to be liked. Your job is to be virtuous. When you stop caring about the shadow, you finally have the energy to focus on the man. Truth number 6. Comfort is the slowest form of suicide. In 2026, we have optimized our lives for ease. We have apps for food, algorithms for entertainment, and climate control for every room. We have become the softest generation in human history, and we wonder why we are also the most anxious. You think that by avoiding discomfort, you are protecting yourself. You are wrong. You are atrophying. A Stoic knows that a life without friction is a life without growth. Seneca said, "I judge you unfortunate because you have never lived through misfortune. You have passed through life without an opponent. No one can ever know what you are capable of, not even you. Every time you choose the easy path, every time you skip the cold shower, every time you order the convenience instead of doing the work, you are killing the man you were meant to become. You are building a mental prison of safety. To stop being a victim, you must learn to crave the struggle. You must treat comfort like a poison. When you voluntarily seek out hardship, you become a person that the world cannot break, because you have already broken yourself in the pursuit of something better. Truth number 7. Your time is not yours. You live as if you have an infinite bank account of minutes. You waste hours on meaningless connections, mindless scrolling, and arguing with strangers who don't matter. You act like you can make up the time later. But time is the only resource that doesn't renew. Once it's gone forever. Most people realize this far too late. They reach the end of their lives and realize they spent 80% of their waking hours doing things they didn't like, to impress people they didn't know, to buy things they didn't need. This is the ultimate victimhood, allowing the world to steal your life 1 second at a time. The Stoic habit is to treat your time like a precious currency. Every notification you answer is a withdrawal. Every yes to a boring social event is a debt. You must become a miser with your time. You must be ruthless with who and what gets access to your attention. If you don't control your schedule, the world will use it to sell you things you don't want. Stop letting the world live your life for you. Truth number 8. Perception is your only reality. We are obsessed with objective truth. We want to know who is right and who is wrong. But in the theater of your mind, there is no objective truth. There is only your interpretation. This is the most dangerous truth of all, because it removes your final excuse. If someone insults you, but you don't accept the insult, did it actually happen? Physically, yes. Psychologically, no. You have the power to delete the harm simply by refusing to interpret it as harm. The victim sees a rainy day and thinks, "My day is ruined." The architect sees a rainy day and thinks, "Good, fewer people will be outside and I can focus." The event is the same. The life lived is completely different.
To stop being a victim, you must master your lens. You must stop looking for what is wrong and start looking for what is useful. If you change the way you see the world you see will change.
Truth number 9. The world owes you nothing. This is the final nail in the coffin of your victimhood. We live in a society that screams about rights, entitlements, and fairness. You have been conditioned to believe that if you work hard, you deserve success. That if you are a good person, you deserve to be loved. That if you follow the rules, the world will be kind to you. These are lies told to children to keep them quiet. The universe is indifferent to your feelings. It does not care about your effort. It only cares about results. You can work 10 times harder than the man next to you and still lose everything. You can be the most virtuous soul on earth and still face tragedy. If you believe you are owed a certain outcome, you will live a life of constant resentment. You will be angry at the weather, angry at the economy, and angry at God. The Stoic truth is this: you own the effort, but you do not own the outcome. Once you accept this, the victim inside you dies. You stop looking at the scoreboard and you start looking at the work. You do the work because it is the right thing to do, not because you expect a reward. Paradoxically, this is the only way to actually win. When you stop being desperate for the world to pay you back, you become a person of such high value that the world has no choice but to take notice. You become the source of your own approval. You are no longer waiting for a paycheck from the universe. You are the one signing the checks for your own character. In 2026, people are more connected and more lonely than ever. They are more informed and more confused than ever. They have more tools and less discipline than ever. This is the Stoic paradox. In an age of total abundance, the person who chooses voluntary scarcity is the one who dominates. The person who chooses to stay quiet when everyone else is shouting is the one who is heard. The person who chooses to be bored when everyone else is stimulated is the one who innovates. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is just potential energy. And in 2026, potential energy is a curse. Most of you are information gluttons. You consume content like this, you feel a temporary surge of dopamine, and you tell yourself that you're working on yourself. You're not. You're just masturbating your ego with ancient wisdom. You are a librarian of theories, but a beggar of results. The Stoic knows that the only thing that counts is execution. Marcus Aurelius didn't write medications to teach you. He wrote it to force himself to act. He said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The victim loves to talk about their plans. The victim loves to study the problem, because as long as you are studying, you don't have to risk failing. As long as you are preparing, you don't have to face the cold, hard reality of your own incompetence. If you realize these 9 truths too late, it's because you spent your life in the execution gap. You knew what to do, but you didn't do it because it felt uncomfortable. You knew you should stop complaining, but the sympathy of others felt too good to give up. You knew you should control your time, but the distraction of the screen was an easy escape from the weight of your own ambition. To stop being a victim, you must become a pragmatist. You must value a single small action more than 1,000 grand ideas. Stoicism is not a philosophy of the classroom. It is a philosophy of the battlefield. If your stoicism doesn't show up when your car breaks down, when your business fails, or when your heart is broken, then your stoicism is a lie. It's just a costume you wear when things are easy. The reality of 2026 is that the noise is designed to keep you in the gap. The system wants you to be a perpetual student because students pay tuition and watch ads. The system is terrified of the practitioner. It is terrified of the man who hears a truth and immediately applies it to his life without asking for permission or looking for a community to validate him. Ask yourself right now, what is the one thing you are currently avoiding? What is the one difficult conversation, the one disciplined habit, or the one risky move that you've been researching for months? That is your prison. That is where your victimhood is hiding. You don't need another video. You don't need another book. You need to close this tab and do the work. The difference between the person who stays trapped and the person who breaks free is not intelligence, it's tolerance for friction. The silent winner understands that growth is a violent process. It requires the death of the old self, and the old self doesn't want to die. It will fight you with reasonable excuses. It will tell you that you're burned out. It will tell you that you deserve a break. The Stoic answers, I don't care how I feel. I care what I must do. This is the sovereignty of the will. Your feelings are like the weather. They change every hour. Your will is like the mountain. It stays. If you live your life based on the weather, you will be a victim of every passing cloud. If you live your life based on the mountain, you will be the one who defines the landscape. The people who realize this too late are the ones who let the weather of their emotions dictate the direction of their lives. They reached the end and realized they never actually steered the ship, they just drifted wherever the wind blew them. Don't be that person. Stop being a spectator of your own life. The 9 truths are the map, but the map is not the territory. You have to walk the ground. You have to bleed on the stones. You have to feel the weight of the silence. Only then will you understand that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the cowardice of your own inaction.
We have come to the end of the map. You have heard the 9 truths. You have seen the invisible bars of your own victimhood. You have been told in no uncertain terms that your excuses are worthless and your potential is a lie until it's proven by action. Now, the algorithm is waiting. It's waiting for you to finish this video so it can feed you the next distraction. It's waiting for you to forget everything you just felt so you can sink back into the warm, numbing bath of mediocrity. Most of you will let that happen. You will walk away from this screen, and within 10 minutes, the victim will be back in the driver's seat. You'll tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. You'll tell yourself you've learned enough for today. But for a small percentage of you, the ones who are truly destined to be silent winners, this is where the real life begins. The final truth you must realize before it's too late is this: death is not in the future. It is happening right now. Every second you just spent watching this is a second that is now dead. You are currently losing your life. The question is, what are you trading it for? Are you trading it for growth, for virtue, and for an unshakable character? Or are you trading it for comfort and the safety of being a victim? In 2026, the world is divided into 2 groups: those who are mined for their attention and those who mine their own potential. You are either the resource or the architect. There is no middle ground. If you do not choose the narrow path of Stoic discipline, you are choosing, by default, to be a resource for someone else's empire. Stop complaining about how hard it is. Stop looking for sympathy. A Stoic doesn't want an easy life. He wants the strength to endure a difficult one. He doesn't want the world to change. He wants the wisdom to navigate it as it is. This is the ultimate freedom. When you no longer need the world to be a certain way for you to be okay, you are finally, for the first time in your life, truly free. Go out into the world and be a ghost. Work in the dark. Build in silence. Let your character be your only witness. When the storms of 2026 come, and they will come, while everyone else is looking for someone to blame, you will be the one standing tall. You will be the one who realized these truths while there was still time to use them. The time of talking is over. The time of learning is done. The door to the cage is open. Step out and never, ever look back. Stay grounded. Stay unshaken. Stay stoic.